Now, professor of history at Tulane University, Walter Isaacson, and Pulitzer Prize-winning associate editor of the Washington Post, Bob Woodward. He is the co-author of All the President's Men, out now in a new 50th anniversary edition with a new foreword on what Watergate means today.
So, Bob, we were talking during Watergate about how Goldwater and other Republicans went and told Nixon it was over. Of course, we didn't have anybody in the United States Senate that would do that for Donald Trump, although there were cabinet members talking about the 25th Amendment. I will say, though, these line of witnesses, these Trumpers, people who voted for Donald Trump, supported Donald Trump all the way through, but are now testifying against Donald Trump, very striking. It's almost like, I'm sure the analogy is imperfect, and you can correct me. That's why we're so glad you're here. But it's almost like a squad of John Deans coming forward to tell the truth about a cancer that was growing not only on this presidency, but that he wanted to spread to our political system, to our democracy.
It's astonishing. And I was thinking back to the Nixon era and Watergate, and you may remember this, or old-timers like myself might remember it. One of Nixon's most prominent henchmen, Charles Colson, who was a special counsel in the White House, said publicly, "I will walk over my own grandmother to get Richard Nixon reelected." Now we have with Trump really literally saying, "I will walk over your grandmother to get reelected and hold power." A stunning, memorable, to me, and I think to people watching this, realize that this is exactly what Senator Sam Ervin, who ran the Senate Watergate Committee, said. It's the lust for political power. You can hear it in Trump's insistent cadence in his voice of just pushing. So is this somehow is his right, or that there is a necessity in him holding power? And so now I think this will be remembered literally as Trump saying, "I am going to walk over your grandmother to hold this political power," which he was not entitled to according to the law and the Constitution.
Yeah, you know, Walter Isaacson, we've been talking the past couple of days about fascism and how Trumpism is fascism. You look at the violent imagery that's used in television ads. The Washington Post says over 100 Republican candidates this year have used guns in their ads. We showed the most extreme version, one of the most extreme versions that we've seen of that. We have Republican members of Congress, Trumpists, who are using imagery that suggests encouraging violence against Democratic members of Congress. You have the threats that we heard yesterday from the testimony, people who had been threatened with violence because they wouldn't violate their constitutional oaths. And then, of course, you have the use of violence itself on January 6th, an ultranationalist movement that uses violence as a means to reach their political ends. If that's not fascism, Walter, I don't know what is. It could happen here. It is happening here right now.
One of the things I saw yesterday is one of the oldest themes in human history, which is collaborationism versus being able to stand up to what you talked about, authoritarianism. I remember Václav Havel, when he became president of Czechoslovakia, wrote a great play about that, but it goes all the way back to Sophocles and, Antigone being able to stand up to the king. We've not seen that from the Republican Party, but we started seeing it yesterday from more and more people who are greatly honorable. And I do think history is going to remember those who were collaborationists to things they knew were wrong versus those who are willing to say, no, I have a higher duty, which is what it's all about.